The last weeks of April are crunch time for many students to finish projects, homework, and prepare for final exams. And if that stress is catching up to you, you're not alone. Coming up, MCTV's Sarah Kada has a look at one activity that offered students a chance to relax, rejuvenate, and find their zen.
Diversity has been a hot topic on campus this semester, but many groups still face discrimination and oppression, even here at Tech. Find out how one event is helping bring awareness to this issue by asking attendees for an hour of their time to put themselves in someone else's shoes.
And the Texas Tech baseball team is getting ready for a 10-day homestand. But will it be enough to get the team back on track to return to Omaha this summer? MCTV's Ryan Hiller will have a preview of this weekend's series along with a look around at Tech athletics and sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Aditya Sahasrabudhe.
And I'm Holden Wright. The countdown to the first day of spring finals is underway. As of today, there are only 14 class days until exams begin in May.
With classes wrapping up and graduation just around the corner, many students are starting to feel the pressure of the end of the semester. But as MCTV's Sarah Kada shows us, one campus group recently held an event that gave students an option to escape from course-related stress.
Yesterday, Wednesday, April 17th, SAB, the Student Activities Board, hosted Find Your Zen here at the Student Union Building. This event was all about focusing your energy and calming yourself before finals. Students got to create and take home their own Zen gardens. The Come Find Your Zen event was the brainchild of a SAB member last year. The event was free and lasted from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It was hosted as a way to help students relax before final exams begin.
It's something great for students to do, and also it's something to help them calm down, which they'll be needing during finals time, which is coming up soon.
Students built their own Zen gardens and could choose between brightly colored sands and stones. They got the option to create the garden how they liked in order to find their Zen.
I tell other people to get their own Zen garden because we need to start realizing and being aware of peace within ourselves so that we can radiate it towards others.
SAB hosts many free events every month for students to look forward to and participate in. SAB will host more before the semester ends, so check out their event calendar on their website.
I just came by and you experience new stuff when you're just walking around campus. It's always great to get out, just experience new stuff, and I just happened to stumble upon this.
For MCTV, I'm Sarah Kada. Now back to you.
Throughout the year, groups across campus hold various events to help educate the tech community on the importance of diversity and inclusion here on campus. And earlier this week, another activity gave students a hands-on experience to better understand what it's like to walk in someone else's shoes. On Monday, University Student Housing hosted the Tunnel of Awareness in the sub-ballroom from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Students could take a 60-minute tour through the tunnel and explore 8 different areas of activism and injustice. Each of the areas gave attendees the feeling of what it was like to be in a situation they may have not ever experienced before. The goal of each scene was to have the participants get an idea of what it's like to experience discrimination or oppression. At the end of the tour, students were encouraged to use their experience in the tunnel to create positive social change on campus and in the local community. This year's event was also sponsored by RISE, the Office of LGBTQIA, and the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
A special group who helped make Texas Tech University what it is today is currently being recognized in a special exhibit. Women Who Shaped Texas Tech is currently on display in the library's Crosland Room. The exhibit includes a collection of artifacts, clothing, and photographs related to female alumni and past employees of Texas Tech. Each of the women had an impact locally, nationally, or globally during their time here at Tech or after they left the university. This year's exhibit honors 4 women: Sharon Moultrie-Bruner, Eileen Johnson, Maria Rivas, and Catherine Royalty. Bruner was the first female and African-American to be elected homecoming queen. Johnson is the director of the Lubbock Lights landmark. Rivas was one of the first Latinas to graduate from Texas Tech, and Royalty is a former student who is believed to be the oldest surviving World War II veteran in Lubbock. The Women Who Shaped Texas Tech exhibit is on display from now until May 9th. It's been a pretty nice week here on campus, if you don't count the wind. Wind speeds have stayed around 20 miles per hour all week, and gusts got as high as 40 miles per hour yesterday evening.
That's true, AD, but we've also seen a lot of sun and sunshine in the highs in the 80s and 70s all week. So, what can we expect heading into the weekend? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The MCTV tower cam is showing partly cloudy skies this afternoon. Unfortunately, we're also still seeing a lot of wind. Wind speeds have hovered around 20 to 30 miles per hour today, and gusts could reach up to 40 miles per hour before sunset. Beyond that, temperatures have been mild, with highs sticking around the upper 60s and lower 70s. We will see a slight cool down tonight, and the wind should also lighten up by midnight. Tomorrow, though, it looks like we can expect a beautiful day with sunny skies and temperatures back in the mid-70s. Best of all, winds should remain calm throughout the day. On Saturday, the sunny conditions will continue, and we will also see temperatures climb into the high 80s. Winds will be breezy, but otherwise it should be a very nice day. Easter Sunday is looking like a near repeat of Saturday's conditions, with another day of sun and temperatures nearing 90 degrees. The wind will be a slight factor on Sunday, but it should be a nice end to the holiday weekend. On Monday, it looks like the spring conditions will continue into the last day of the Easter holiday. Temperatures will again be in the 80s, but there will be a few more clouds late in the day. After sunset, the clouds will continue to gather, and there's a chance of rain heading into the overnight hours. The rain will continue into Tuesday, and we could see scattered showers until late into the day. The rain will also bring a change in temperatures, with highs staying in the mid-60s most of the day. Overnight on Tuesday, we'll see another chance of rain, followed by a mild day on Wednesday. Wednesday's highs are expected to stay in the mid-60s, and the clouds will stick around all day after the rain leaves the area shortly after sunrise. Low temperatures throughout the week should be mild, and luckily the wind should not be a factor. Looking ahead, rain chances will stick around the forecast through the weekend, but we should see a return to warmer temperatures before the end of the week.
Lubbock and the West Texas area is known worldwide for a musical heritage that has influenced modern music. And with that in mind, Texas Tech hosts a special event each year that recognizes the artists who helped put the Hub City on entertainment map. MCTV's Uvia Bicomo was joined by Office of Presidents Joe Moore earlier this week to find out more about this special annual event.
Hi, I am Uvier, and I'm here with Joe Moore with the Office of the President, and she's here to bring us an opportunity to celebrate the musical heritage of the South Plains. Hi, Joe. How are you today?
Great, Uvier. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you tell us more about Lubbock Lights and what it's about?
You bet. So Lubbock Lights is now in its 5th year, which is kind of hard to believe. And we feature musicians and artists, musical artists that are from Lubbock or have been influenced by Lubbock music. And so we've had the likes of Joe Ely from Joe Ely and the Flatlanders. We recreated a iconic album called Lubbock on Everything that was with Terry Allen. We've had Amanda Shires for some of the younger audiences that would know him, Wade Bowen, Sonny Curtis. We've had all the different Flatlanders, Butch Hancock, Jimmy Dale Gilmore. And this season for Lubbock Lights, we have Bob Livingston, Gary P. Nunn, and Lloyd Maines. Lloyd's kind of our glue that holds everybody together.
That's amazing. And a few of these artists are from the Lubbock area and from Texas. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, Bob Livingston and Gary P. Nunn kind of grew up together here and ended up forming a band together. And there was a band called the Los Gonzo Band, so they're referred to as Gonzos. They've actually played with Jerry Jeff Walker. They've been ambassadors for the state of Texas in terms of music. Lloyd Maines, of course, is from the Maines Brothers Band, which is a musical family that's been in Lubbock for a very long time. Father of Natalie Maines with the Dixie Chicks. And he is such an accomplished musician and producer. He has worked on over 4,000 albums in his lifetime so far. And so it's super fun to get these guys, Bob and Gary, back together again. They'd also performed with Michael Martin Murphy and some of the really kind of quintessential Texas early beginnings of that music.
So although the Lubbock Lights is going to be happening on the 25th, there are other events that are going on around the Lubbock area that touch on this event. Can you tell us more?
You bet. So just like the Presidential Lecture and Performance Series, we always do some sort of an outreach when we bring our artists to Lubbock. And in this particular case, we do a week-long residency with different schools throughout town and students. So they'll perform a little bit, but a lot of it is talking about songwriting and the creative process and what goes into writing a song. So there's several schools. Besides being on campus and visiting some classes, we'll go to the Sharp Academy and work with some of those kids. We're going to some of the LISD schools. So we're really going to take these particular artists and stretch them through the community and have them visit with students and aspiring musicians that may have questions about, a musical career, what goes into it, what's all involved. So we're really excited about that. It's real important to the series and to the President's office that everything we do have an educational component.
That's impressive. And how can students get access to these workshops that are going on?
Well, the workshops are for selected classes, and so we dovetail into a class that's already existing. But as always, our tickets for students are free, and outside the Allen Theater you have your info desk there, and a month before all of our events, Presidential Lecture Series or Lubbock Lights, you can pick up your tickets. So all you need is a valid ID, and all the parking around the Student Union building is complimentary.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I just encourage people to come out because it's a rare opportunity to really listen to and appreciate these craftsmen and have the opportunity to learn about songwriting and the creative process.
All right. Thank you so much for coming. I look forward to this event. Back to you.
Thanks, Uwe. The school year may be winding down for most students, but for the Red Raider baseball team, things are starting to heat up.
MCTV's Ryan Heller joins us now with a look at the team's upcoming series and more in sports. Ryan?
Thank you, guys. The Texas Tech baseball team had a bit of a struggle up in North Carolina as they fell to Duke on Tuesday 13-6. The 2018 Super Regional matchup between the Blue Devils didn't go so well as they gave up 13 runs on 14 hits. Fortunately, the Red Raiders come back home today as they have a 3-game series against the Baylor Bears here at Danlaw Field in Rip Griffin Park. Tonight's game will start at 6:30 and will be televised on FSSW. Tomorrow's game will also start at 6:30 and will be televised on FS1. Saturday's game will be at 2 p.m. and televised also on FSSW. The Texas Tech softball team will also be playing here at Rocky Johnson Field. They have a 3-game series against the Kansas Jayhawks. First pitch today will be at 6 p.m. Tomorrow's game will also start at 6 p.m. and Saturday's game will start at 11 a.m. The Texas Tech tennis teams are headed to Lawrence, Kansas for the Big 12 tournament. The women's team will be going in as the 4th seed and taking on 5-seed Oklahoma in the quarterfinals tomorrow. First serve is set for 3 p.m. If Tech wins, they will face the winner between Texas and Baylor. The men's team will also take on Oklahoma as well, and first serve is at 9 a.m. As for news outside of Tech, the NBA playoffs have started. The Indiana Pacers defeated the Boston Celtics 99-91. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Detroit Pistons 120-99, and the Houston Rockets defeated the Utah Jazz 118-98. Now for the games today. The Philadelphia 76ers will take on the Brooklyn Nets at 7 on TNT. The Denver Nuggets will face the San Antonio Spurs at 8 on FSSW, and the Golden State Warriors will look to bounce back against the LA Clippers at 9:30 on TNT. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you, Holden, AD.
So, Ryan, who do you think is going to win the NBA playoffs this year?
You know, as a Houstonian, I gotta stick with my loins. I gotta stick with the Houston Rockets. I say they're gonna win it all this year. They're gonna beat the Jazz. They're gonna move on to beat the Warriors, and they're gonna be the ones hoisting up the trophy this summer. All right. Rockets, baby.
Thanks, Ryan. So, Holden, are you heading out of town for this Easter holiday?
You know I am. I'm going back to my hometown. How about you?
Unfortunately, I won't be heading anywhere else. I'm gonna stay here, work on my assignments, and get things done.
There you go.
That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. Have a great Easter holiday, and we'll see you next Thursday.